Hi everybody, how you doing? This is Tracing Roots, Telling Tales, Tuesdays with Donna, Genealogy with Donna. So 2 weeks ago, we had a family luncheon, got together with my sister's children, so I'm their great aunt, along with some of my kids, great grandchildren, two of them, and my oldest daughter, and it was wonderful to see everybody. I'm so glad everybody was able to make, everybody that came was able to make it. I was sorry that we were missing some, but you are in our prayers and hearts, even when you're not there. Anyway, it was great to see everybody. They're all adults now with children of their own, and it is interesting to hear their perspective of being parents and having their children grown, some gone, being on the verge of empty nesters in some cases. Others, kids starting high school or junior high or progressing in elementary school, and listening to those tales. That's kind of fun. Anyway, love to you all. Today's subject is going to be heirlooms and hearsay. Oh my goodness. Separating family lore from fact. Now, this isn't going to be easy, and it may be impossible. The stories behind the stuff. Do you have an heirloom? I have a watch that my great-grandmother gave me when she passed away. I don't know that it has any kind of legacy to it other than it was something she wanted to give me. And I appreciate that, and I have it in my jewelry box. It is a small, dainty watch. It is not a smartwatch. It was probably something that she got maybe in the 40s, maybe the 30s. I'm not quite sure. I haven't had anybody, I haven't taken it anywhere. I believe the value of it is just the sentimentality of the fact that it was hers. Every heirloom comes with a story, but you don't know if that story that it comes with is completely true. So you can explore how family treasures, a locket, a quilt, or a watch, often carry tales that have evolved with each retelling. Again, I don't have any telling of this particular watch that I was given, but nonetheless, it was great. My sister, when my grandmother died, got her amethyst ring. It was a square amethyst, beautiful ring. I don't know what the legend is behind that either, except amethyst was her birthstone. Her birthday was in January, so it, that follows along. If you could learn the signs that a story may have grown into a tall tale over the years, from embellishments to nobody quite remembers how that story got started, that's great. I have a couple of stories of my own just from tracing the ancestry, not an heirloom, but the fact that there were stories not told, secrets kept, and I'm uncovering those through documentation. So that's kind of interesting. That's kind of where, the hearsay comes in. There usually is a kernel of truth to whatever it is that you hear. Probably only a kernel, but nonetheless, it's a thread that you can unravel and perhaps find the truth. Researching the real story, tips for verifying family folklore through the census records. If you have something that said, when they lived at XYZ, at Tree Street, they had that. Easy to find whether or not they lived at that street through a census. Now, unfortunately, censuses are every 10 years, but some states did them every 5 years. So look into the state level census in addition to the federal census. And maybe there's other genealogy sources. If you're trash truck. If you're looking for something that is old, there are lots of histories of areas that you might find at the genealogy or the library, maybe the Historical Society. Not easy, but it takes some research. a little bit of time, but if you're interested, you could find it through that, through wills. People bequeath and leave, the living room furniture or the Queen Anne table or however it might be described. It doesn't hurt to go through the wills and see if that is mentioned. There was a table that my great-grandmother had that I got. It bent in the middle and it bent down, so it was kind of half table. So the leaf could actually lean against, and I do remember it in her little cottage, lean against the wall, so it was a backdrop of its own. And she would put, it had a couple of pictures, framed pictures on it. It had a vase of flowers. I got that, and it was interesting when sorry, trash truck. When you turned it, there was a little hidden compartment. And I had that until 1977, and I left it behind. I shouldn't have. It is one of the regrets that I have, that I didn't take it when I could have. So I've lost that. It had pretty legs on it. Did it fit in with any of the furniture that I had at the time? No, but it was the fact that it was an heirloom, antique, certainly at this point, and probably something that she got in the 40s when she moved to Los Angeles. Well, actually, she was in Los Angeles in the 20s, but I think it was probably the 30s. It wasn't Art Deco, but it was a functional table that, for something that folded in a smaller space, but you could unfold it and have, seat 2 or 4 to play cards or to have a meal. Sorry, I lost that. You do need to respect the myth while you're finding the truth. Preserve the charm and the nostalgia of the family stories while gently uncovering what is really accurate, such as the documentation that I have found, that I need to, realize that they're, I'm the only one left really in the family. So when I pass the stories on to the next generation, I need to, let them know that these were sensitive situations, but nonetheless, the mystery, when you uncover something that you had no idea existed and you uncover it, it kind of takes you aback, you kind of giggle, and then you realize this was a big deal. This was a big deal for them. We're of a different age, it's the 21st century, but it was a big deal for them, and that's why the secret was kept. Does the secret need to be kept anymore? No, it does not. But, you don't shout it at the rooftops either. So that's how that works. And then once you know the facts and how to document it, pass it down for the future generations, the legacy that you're going to leave as the genealogist, they inherit both the story and then the truth behind the heirloom, whatever that might be. I hope that makes sense to you. I have not gotten into much genealogy this summer. Can you believe it's almost August 15th? That'll be, 15th is what, Saturday, Friday, Saturday? Half of August is gone, and Labor Day is right around the corner. School's starting for a lot of people. Just the year's going so fast. I remember when it was April and May. Now I'm going to blink, and I'm going to be doing one of these for Christmas. It's like, oh my goodness sakes. Anyway, I hope I can find another subject for next week that will be as interesting for you. Put down in the comments when you listen to this that you've done a replay, and then tell me what your heirloom is. Have you researched it? Is there an interesting story? Anyway, let me know in the comments, will you? Take care. Bye-bye.